In this video, we're going to learn about the endocrine system and hormones. Now, all of us heard over and over again that hormones do this, hormones do that. Well, what is hormones exactly? And how they get produced inside our bodies. So, hormones are chemicals and chemical signals that help body grow and develop. All in all, maintain homeostasis. Now, these hormones made in organs called glands. So, hormones made by the glands. Glands are organs responsible for producing these chemicals, which are the hormones, to help maintain and support and develop the body, meaning maintaining homeostasis. So, the glands release the hormones into the bloodstream. This is the bloodstream. These are hormones. Now, the hormone does not function freely. No, it targets specific cell for a specific activity or function or whatever, etc. So, the specific cell that the hormone targets has a specific binding site, okay, specific receptor for this hormone. So, when the hormone produced and released into the bloodstream, the hormones knows exactly where am I going and what do I have to do and what doorway should I enter from. So, hormones belong into two categories: steroid hormones and non-steroid hormones. Okay, all steroid hormones made of cholesterol type of lipid, while the non-steroid hormone made up of one or more than one amino acid. Good. So, let's see a small comparison between the function of the steroid hormone and the non-steroid hormone. The hormone action figure 6.2. So, the steroid hormone diffuses through the cell membrane. After it diffuses through the cell membrane, bind to a receptor within the cell, inside the cell. Now, this receptor will take the hormone and enter the nucleus. After it enters the nucleus, will bind to DNA. After it binds to the DNA, now the hormone will triggers the production of the protein coded by that DNA. So, let's say we have a hormone that stimulates production of vitamin C. So, and it's a steroid hormone. So this steroid hormone will diffuse through the cell membrane. A certain receptor will take this hormone and enter the nucleus. The hormone will bind to the section of DNA that is responsible for producing vitamin C, triggering the mechanism. The hormone will say to the DNA, okay, I'm here to help you initiate the process and make it much faster. Now, the non-steroid hormone actually binds to a receptor on the cell membrane, not inside, on the cell membrane. Then stimulate a second messenger inside the cell. Now, this second messenger will start a series of chemical reactions in the cytoplasm. After that, the second messenger reaction activates the enzymes needed or targeted. So, the mechanism of the hormones in general interact with the membrane. The steroid hormone diffuse into the cell, while the non-steroid hormone bind to receptor outside the cell. Now, the message into the cell, the steroid hormone bind to the receptor inside the cell, while the non-steroid hormones triggers a second messenger that inside the cell. What chemical reaction each type causes? The steroid hormone will enter the nucleus with the receptor binds to the DNA, while the non-steroid hormones will trigger a series of chemical reactions in the cytoplasm. What are the products? The steroid hormone will trigger the production of this certain protein coded by this certain piece of DNA, segment of DNA, while the non-steroid hormone, the second messenger reactions in the cytoplasm will activate the enzymes needed or targeted. So, answer this question. How do the ways in which steroid and non-steroid hormones affect a cell differ? Now, to wrap things up, to sum things up, okay. Now, the endocrine system, it's the system of organs that produce hormones that affect growth, development, and homeostasis. Hormones are chemical signals that influence cells' activities, produced by glands, travel through the circulatory system, affect cells with matching receptors. So, as explained, this is the hormones, this is the specific receptor, and this is the target cell, and this is how it binds. So this is non-target cell. If you notice a different receptor on this cell. Now, there are steroid hormones and non-steroid hormones. Steroid hormones enter the cell, while non-steroid hormones do not enter the cell. As the comparison, as we explained in the figure earlier. This is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.